Hello and welcome back to the Wrexham Way. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to today's episode as we carry on with League One, taking on Wimbledon and league title favourite Sunderland in today's episode. Also, happy Friday. Hope you're well. This weekend is the Lincoln Christmas Market, which I'm very excited about. So if you are going to the Lincoln Christmas Market this weekend, look out for me. I'll be in a big bright orange coat, probably drinking very expensive knockoff reindeer beer because that's what they sell apparently. Anyway, first things first, in today's episode, let's go through what's happened since you guys were last here, and it's been surprisingly good. Like, I'm a little confused as to how we are doing this well. You were last year, of course, for the big win against Plymouth and the 2-2 draw / penalty loss to Blackpool in the Cup. We then played also promoted team Forest Green Rovers and asserted our dominance by beating them 2-0. Paul Mullen once again on the score sheet on that one. And he also picked up a brace in a 2-2 draw against Bristol Rovers. We were very unlucky. They equalised very late on in that game. I felt like we should have maybe won that game, but oh well, one of those things, right? We then took on Millwall, though, relegated from the Championship, and we won it 2-1. Which I was really surprised about, given that Millwall are a very good team. I mean, even the match stats were incredibly in our favour. 26 to 7 shots in that game. Like, I guess they are still on a hangover from getting relegated. Maybe that's the only explanation I can think of. We then, though, lost triumphantly 3-1 to Stockport County. We did rotate the team massively for this one. Serene was playing in goal because actually Chris Johns was on international duty at this point. We only had 2 players away on international duty, so we couldn't postpone the games. So Serene played in goal for this one, which was, I don't know, maybe not ideal at this level. We did rotate the team around quite a bit and we lost it 3-1. But it's only an EFL trophy game, so not to worry too much, because we came to Northampton and we thrashed Northampton with Serene in goal, keeping a clean sheet there away from home. This one was a great result. So really, things are kind of carrying on from where we left off last time out. We're second in the table, 2 points behind Wigan. Teams behind us have games in hand, such as MK Dons and Sunderland in today's episode, but they are quite far behind us still. With 7 goals to his name already, Mullen is firing up the scoring charts, so that's fantastic to see. And it's not James Jones, but it's Bryce Hosanna who is top of the assists, or joint top of the assists. So far, nothing much to complain about. Before we get any further though, and before we kick off today's games though, there are a few Patreon players to rename. First up, Callum Rees came through our youth intake and he's got 5-star potential out on the right wing or the left wing. Looks absolutely fantastic. So Tyson, thank you very much for your contributions. Tyson Allen is now his name. Darnell Windsor is a centre-back / CDM. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with him yet. Probably more the CDM side of things, I would imagine, given his height. But he's only 16 years old now. He can grow a little bit, I think, in game. But Kyle, thanks for your contributions. You are now known as Bobo Baldy, which is a superb name. Tony Dodd, centre midfielder, looking pretty good, I must say. Excellent fit for the team, apparently, as well, which is fantastic stuff. You love to see it. Thank you very much, Jay, for your contributions. This player is now Cooper J. Standerwick, which is a very regal name. He's got a very regal haircut as well with the cornrows. And finally, goalkeeper Daffyd Williams. He is going to be renamed to Lloyd Jellyman. So, Stephen, thank you very much. Right, excellent stuff. They're all renamed. Let's get straight into this game then against Wimbledon today. Right, so they're all renamed. There's one more thing I want to do. Contract or no contract? Well, from my side, it's definitely a contract. It just depends if these players want to sign a new contract. Nice and early this season, I want to get Paul Mullen and James Jones locked down onto new contracts. They're our 2 best players, and we need to try and keep hold of them. So, Paul Mullen, offer a contract. He wants to stay, which is good. Star player, absolutely fine. Finalise the promise, negotiate the deal. He wants a 3-year deal, which is perfect for us, on nearly $6,000 a week. We can bring it down to 5. He's on 5 right now, I believe, actually. Leave the landmark bonuses in there. Let's get rid of the promotion wage rise. Appearance fee is very... If we bring this up to like 6k, right? 5.5. Let's bring this down to 600. Let's see if we can do that. Goal bonus, he scores lots of them. So 800... Get rid of the... Well, he's not on the bench much, is he? So we'll leave that in there to keep him happy. Suggest. And he's agreed straight away. Should have gone a bit more harsh. But the main thing is, a new contract is on its way to Paul Mullen. And then, James Jones. This one could be a little more tricky, because he has been vocal about leaving in the past, remember. But, wants to stay. wants to get a top half finish in League One 2044-45. What we're talking about, 2024-25. We are currently 23-24, so next season. I don't know if I want to promise that or not. Can I remove that at all, please? He's happy with it. Okay, star player's absolutely fine. He wants 4.3 grand a week. Much nicer contract than Paul Mullin, I must say. Bring the appearance fee down to about 500. Bring this down to 3.5 grand a week. So it's only a 2-year deal, though. We can't go any further than 2 years for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we'll stick with 2 years. He wants more money. We thought he might. 3.7, 600, 4 and 800, 6.8, 650. Or 3.8, I mean, I should say. There we go. Done deal for James Jones too. And that's actually keeping James Jones on 3.8 grand a week as well. We've done well there. There are quite a few other players as well with expiring contracts. Liam Shepherd, we don't care too much about him. Shamanga, Serene, Tozer and Clark can go. Lennon's a big one. And Chris Johns. Do we want to offer those 2 contracts right now? I think I might do, actually. Chris Johns, important player. Finalised promise, happy with that. 1.2 grand a week on a 2-year deal. Yeah. Although, this is only taking them from now until the end of next season, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, I've started the proceedings with Chris Johns now, haven't I? But technically, it's only a 1-season extension, isn't it? As opposed to 2 years on top of what he's got right now. I've completely forgot about that. But the contract is like so cheap for us. So I'm more than happy to just say yes to that. Yes to, come on, negotiate with me. Yes to this negotiation. There we go. Okay, in that instance, I'll wait until January, I think, for Harry Lennon and maybe some of the others. But the main thing is, we've got those guys tied down. They won't be tempted by transfers in January, hopefully. This then is the team for this first game against Wimbledon. We've got Johns in goal, hopefully signing a new contract with Lennon, Bulmer and Hayden in the defensive 3. Bulmer coming in today because I've promised him more game time by accident. So he's got to have a bit more game time. Otherwise, he'll get everyone cross with me. So otherwise, Oliver Street would be playing this game. Medford Smith and Hosanna obviously in the wing-back roles with Jim McBangle and James Jones in the middle. Brandon Cover in the attacking midfield, doing very well so far this season, with Alexander and Mullin just in front. So, kickoff is upon us here today. We've had a very good start to the season, but we all know the pre-season preview has us down in 15th or something like that. So, how long can this continue? Like, we've had a great start and it's continuing right now. Oh... I mean, you love to see it. Oh, I think it's offside. How tight was this one then? James Jones. Oh, that is tight. Because we've beaten teams like Millwall. We've beaten... Was it Shrewsbury we beat? I think we might have done. We've also played some teams down at the bottom as well, like Plymouth and Northampton. So, I guess some games we were expected to win. Maybe others not so much, but we did win anyway. It's a little bit of a weird start to the season. But I think things will settle down soon and we'll start to find our level, which is Paul Mullin scoring goals. Have we switched ends somehow? I tell you what it is. I've not taken reverse off from yesterday's episode yet. That's... Oh my gosh. I was so confused. But no, I swear the first highlight started with us... Am I seeing things? Because I swear we saw the offside decision at this end of the pitch. Like, even before the replays happened. I have no idea what's going on. I'm very confused by that. But either way, James Jones with a corner onto the head of Harry Lennon, who, weirdly, puts it over the bar. I've had a glass of wine tonight. Because I was cooking earlier with wine. And I thought, right, well, I'll have a glass as well. But surely it's not affecting me like that, has it? And as things stand, Wigan are either not playing or losing right now. So we are going top of the table as things stand after 6 games, which is not really what we had planned, if I'm honest with you. I was... You know, I didn't make many... I'll be honest with you, lads. I didn't make many signings on purpose. 1, because I do want to, you know, develop the team. But 2, it would be quite nice to have a season where we're just not winning everything. You know, we did that a lot with Aberdeen. We did that kind of a lot with Brentford and Newcastle, to be fair. But, I mean, I thought we might have a season of struggle. But right now, we're top of the table. I'm just too good at the game. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it boils down to. I'm just far too good at the game, and things always seem to work out in my favour because we are top of the table as it stands right now. And there haven't been many game weeks in this save where we've not been top of the table, which is, I don't know, a bit of a weird one maybe. But 69 minutes on the clock, We're coming forward, looking for that second goal to really kill it off here against Wimbledon as Hosanna into Hayden. Hayden throws back to Hosanna, and Hosanna can swing a ball into the middle, looking for Alexander, who can't win it, but Mullin does. Back to Hosanna, back to James Jones, backwards to Hayden. Highlight finishes. Okay, let's make some changes. Let's get George Alexander off for Shamanga, who's looking, because George Alexander looking quite tired. Jem Finley on for James Jones. And then Medford Smith not playing well, so Harry Boy's on you come. But before those substitutes happen, Medford Smith is coming forward, gets the ball into the middle, won by James Jones. If those two come off the pitch and combined to score a goal, then that would have been rather unfortunate. Well, at least for me making the changes, I'd have been, made look like an idiot, really, wouldn't I? But the changes have been made now, and, they've not really helped with our free kick taking because that was not ideal. Straight into the hands of Zanev, the keeper there for Wimbledon. He plays it forward up to Ladapo, who wins it in the air, down to Moran, who looks to bring it forward, but has to go backwards instead to Tanton, who looks to come down the right-hand side of Wimbledon's attack. Ball back to Hartigan. Hartigan forced to go sideways to Labala. Into Ladapo, into Leonard. It's a good move here. And it's very unlucky for Wimbledon not to score. That was a superb passing move, and the way they just managed to chip Chris Jones there, or Chris Johns rather, was absolutely superb. Very unlucky for them to hit the crossbar, but with a few minutes to go in this game, Wimbledon could be back in it. Tanton coming forward, forced to go backwards though under a bit of high pressure from our players. No one really pressuring the centre-backs, but he still goes back to Zanev, the keeper. Anyway, he hoofs it forwards, won again by Ladapo, and now a Wimbledon player is through, but the shot in the end is pretty tame. I'll be honest, I think taking James Jones out of that midfield has maybe affected things a little bit. We seem to be a little more leaky now he's not there, but last chance for us results in a goal. A Paul Mullin. Why is there no replay? It's not right. This game has been well weird. I swear we scored at the wrong end, and then the game seemed to just switch ends for us. And then we've scored a goal, but it's not counted, so I can only presume it was offside. There was no replay, though. Right, well, nice work, everyone. Good stuff. We'll take the 3 points. And with it, we do go top of the table as Wigan lose to Derby County. Okay. Sunderland lost again. 2-1 to Oxford. They're our next opposition. I think the tactic just must be absolutely on point. Like, we've just accidentally stumbled on a meta tactic. Like, it's literally the first one we tried with Wrexham at the very start of this series, and it just seems to work brilliantly. There are some games taking place midweek, sadly for us, not Sunderland, even though they do have a game in hand over us right now. Come on, Lincoln City, hoping for a big win for the boys in red. They lose. Oh, but Sunderland are playing right now on the Wednesday night, so they've got a midweek game before we play on Saturday, so that's going to help us out quite a bit. Hopefully they win 3-1 this time. Okay, well, that's good for Sunderland, obviously, but hopefully all their players will be very tired for this next game. And here we go. James Jones signed his new contract, extending it to 2025, which is superb. Chris Johns does as well, but nothing yet for Paul Mullin. And now that we are at game day, he's still not actually signed the contract, so I can only assume he'll do it next week. But here we go. The game against Sunderland coming up. We've had a week off, so I don't really feel the need to make any changes. How is Kofi Balmer feeling about his playing time right now? Promises. Kofi Balmer is still on yellow. Okay. Right. I'll keep him in the team for now then. So actually, yeah, I think we leave the lineup as it is. So we are at home for this game against Sunderland, which hopefully will play into our hands as the highlight straight from kickoff. If we can get an early goal here, this would be absolutely superb as Bryce Hosanna brings it down the right-hand side of the pitch, puts the ball into Mullin. Mullin's shot blocked only as far as Hayden, though. The clearance into Brandon, cover out to James Jones. George Alexander on the edge of the area, shoots, blocks only as far as the throw-in. I thought it was going to Bryce Hosanna. That's probably the end of the highlight, isn't it? Corner then for Sunderland as they now look to get themselves into this game. They had a big win midweek. They want to try and extend this winning run that they're going to try and start, but they hit the crossbar from the corner, and we can come away with it, which is quite nice. So, very early on in this game, 10-15 minutes or so, very even, 3 shots apiece, much more even than it was against Wimbledon, which does suggest that Sunderland are below their level right now. They are supposedly favourites for the title, according to the pre-season preview, but we're favourites for 16th, and we're top of the table as it stands right now. So, things are going well, and they're going even better as bodies go down on the floor in the penalty area. We've been given a penalty, which Paul Mullin is going to be taking. Go on, lads. I mean, it would be unfair, wouldn't it, if we had penalties all the time and scored them? It'd be a bit unfair, so I can understand why he's missed that one on purpose. He wanted Harry Lennon to score the goal instead, didn't he? He wanted Harry Lennon to have a goal. He's so selfless, Paul Mullin, isn't he? What a lovely guy. I mean, really, I don't know what we'd do without him. You know, he's just so nice and kind, wants everyone else to score goals. And so, as we approach the half-time break here, it's looking good. Like, how are we winning? We're not meant to be that good this season. And yet here we are, 7 games into the season, top of the table as it stands right now by 2 points. As we get another goal. It's a Gavin White own goal this time, though. I think Lennon got the header blocked by the keeper into the path of someone else. Doesn't matter anyway because it's been disallowed. Who's offside here then? Because Lennon isn't offside. I guess someone's maybe interfering. I couldn't really work out what was going on there, if I'm honest with you. But I guess someone was interfering to an extent to stop the keeper from making a save in an offside position. I don't know. That feels harsh to me. At least we are still winning this game with Medford Smith coming forward down this left-hand side. Puts it in the middle. George Alexander's there. Gets his goal anyway. Too easy. Far too easy. I'll be honest, I am looking for... I mean, I know we are winning games and scoring lots of goals, but I am looking forward to crosses and corners being nerfed a little bit. Because it does seem to be... Well, maybe not crossing, I don't know. I've not really paid much attention to how overpowered crossing might be in general. But corners in general are pretty overpowered, right? But I don't know how the game developers can stop that. I mean, I'm not a game developer. I'm not a QA tester. I have no idea how the game is built or works. I just know that if I put the players in the right areas on a corner, they'll score. But then it feels disingenuous not to use it because once you know it's in the game, it's like a legitimate form to score goals. It just feels a bit exploitative, right? Basically, I'm going to probably keep using it, but still, we're not scoring as many goals as we used to. I think there was a bit of a patch because we scored so many goals from corners in Season 1 and then not as many last season, but still a fair few. So I think it has been patched a little bit, but it probably needs a little further tweaking potentially. But we have fallen onto a gem with this tactic, I think. It's worked in National League, League 2, League 1. Really good stuff as we actually do concede a goal. Isaiah Jones scoring his first goal of the season for Sunderland. Will there be a late comeback? I mean, if we can just get a corner, that would be handy to restore the 2-goal lead, wouldn't it? Luckily, we don't need to do it. I was too busy talking to you to make subs. Luckily, as the clock ticks down, it's another win for us. Wrexham 2, Sunderland 1, another 3 points on the board. I mean... how are we doing it? There is no way. We should be top of the table and beating teams like Sunderland easily. Look at those match stats, right? Season preview. Oh, we're up to 11th now. I mean, I never quite understand the season preview because it does seem to change all the time and I don't get it. Like last episode or transfer special, end of the transfer special, we're like 15th. We've made no more signings since then and we're now 11th. So either... I don't know, the bookies are changing their minds or other clubs have just sold players, potentially. That could be it. But still, it's not looking like the struggle that I was thinking it was going to be, particularly when we are playing, you know, players like Jim McBangold, who are National League level, Oliver Street, who are League 2 is not that bad, to be fair, it's just one division below us. Jem Finder gets a lot of game time, National League level, right? So it's not like we are playing... I don't understand how we're doing it, really. Anyway, you already know what's coming next episode because look at the fixture list. Lincoln City are going to be up next and also Ipswich Town, who are on the pre-season preview favourites for second in the table. So actually that should be a pretty tasty fixture too. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a lovely evening and I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.